Yo, what's going on, homies? I hope you guys are having a great day. This video is all about iTrustCapital. I partnered with them, the reason why, and guys, I personally opened an account and funded it myself with my own monies. So without further ado, guys, smack those likes, smack those subscribes, and all that great stuff. So of course, guys, if you've been on the channel, you guys see about once or twice a week, I put out a little mini ad throughout the videos of iTrustCapital. And you guys, it's because I personally use it and I partner with them. Of course, I know I've talked about this publicly before. My biggest concern with a crypto IRA is the fact that you don't own the crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. But they do have Coinbase custody. It's protected by Coinbase custody, the world's leading institutional cold storage provider. So if that means anything to you, I mean, like, that's great. At least it's not owned by some random bank. I think that is a pretty big deal. It says there's a $320 million insurance policy. That's wonderful. Great. But still, I'm sorry to say, guys, at the end of the day, if it's not if I don't own the keys, I'm a little concerned. But the reason why I did do it, the reason why I did take that hurdle, it took me a while to get there, is because you can only deposit $6,000 a year if you're under the age 50. If you're over the age 50, you can deposit $7,000. So that's about $500 a month if you're under the age of 50. So really, at the end of the day, like, whatever, there's a lot of taxable advantages you have utilizing a crypto IRA. So that's something that I think I need to start taking advantage of, and I think many other people need to take advantage of as well. Because if you guys are not aware, through iTrustCapital, it will allow you to invest in crypto through an individual retirement account or IRA. Guys, personally, I prefer the Roth over the traditional, but you do what works for you. To keep it very basic, by no means, guys, I'm not a tax professional. I'm not an IRA professional, but from the basics of what I know, I understand through a Roth IRA, the money that you put in is already taxed money. Then when you pull it out, it's not taxed. But with a traditional IRA, the money you put in is not taxed. So you could put more money in because taxes are not coming out of it when you make it. But when you pull the money out of a traditional IRA, you have to pay taxes. The benefit of having a traditional versus a Roth is that later in life, you are expected to have a lower tax bracket. So you would assume to pay less taxes, but at the end of the day, we really don't know what it's going to be like in 50 years. So that's why I go with the Roth IRA, in my humble opinion. But yeah, these have, of course, IRAs. It doesn't matter which one you have. They are tax-sheltered accounts, which means that all your crypto trading is tax-free and can even grow tax-free over time. So guys, just keep that in mind. I did see in the staking section, it says coming soon. So pretty excited for that. I cannot wait for that to come out, guys. I like earning some of that staking income. But to moving on, guys, over to the website, I just wanted to point out here some of the prices. So guys, it's full out transparent. I'm showing you guys what's going on. It's $0 a month to open an account. There's a 1% fee on every transaction with cryptocurrency. And if you buy gold and silver on their platform, they do charge $50 more over spot price for gold and $2.50 over for spot price for silver. So if you're into that as well, you can have crypto, Bitcoin, gold, and silver in there. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to set up. You just hit open an account, fill out the information, just like any other exchange, or if you use Fidelity to open an account, it's the same thing. Pretty simple. You can transfer an IRA over. I personally transferred my Roth IRA over to iTrustCapital, and that is that. It is pretty cool. There are no hidden fees, guys. What you see here are the fees, so it's pretty transparent. And going over here, guys, they have a bunch of assets, well over 20. We got Algo, Avalanche, Axie Infinity was a recent listing. Of course, there's Bitcoin, and they have Bitcoin Cash as well. Cardano, let's not even talk about that one. But I also wanted to point out, because of course people love the meme coins. They even have Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. I think though, when you're investing in an IRA, you're thinking long term. Let's say you're in your 20s. You're thinking, for when you're 60s, you probably want to invest in legit, solid things. I'm sure Dogecoin will be around. I'm sure Shiba Inu will. But stacking those sats, in my humble opinion, is probably something you want to do. And the whole point of having a IRA here and using the tax advantages. If you go here to the chart of Bitcoin and we look at the history, I mean, you could have bought somewhere down here, could have sold up here, and then made those gains, but now you don't have to pay taxes on it because it's in the tax sheltered account. So you could wait out, buy the bear market here, do the same thing, buy it here, do the same thing, and repeat and so on. So that's one way of thinking about that with a IRA, Roth, or traditional. It doesn't really matter. They both do the same thing. But guys, it's pretty simple. If you want to buy a Bitcoin or an altcoin here, you literally just click buy, you go over here, and then you type in what you want. What do you want? What do you want to buy? A minimum of $30 and then a max of $500,000 per trade. And like I said, there's a 1% fee, and then you're good. You go from there. So just keep that in mind. I know, guys, some people might complain about that 1% fee. But I personally looked at other IRAs, and I know person that has this different one, and it was kind of insane when he was going to sell stuff. I was like, that's a lot of money that they're taking. It was way over 1%. So guys, that's why I personally am using iTrustCapital. I think they have if you got to compare all the competitors, I think this one right here is the better bang for the buck, in my humble opinion. Of course, you can make your own opinion of like about that and go from there. But I did go over the basics, guys, here of the Roth and traditional. I do. I would encourage you to do your own research on that and pick which one works best for you. I do want to go over just a few things here, guys, on the FAQs, which I think is very important because most people probably aren't going to read them. But guys, all iTrustCapital accounts are IRAs that may have benefits like tax-free trading and tax-deferred or tax-free gains, guys. So just keep that in mind. The whole point of this is to have the tax advantages that come with it. We already went over the fees, 1% for crypto. Yes, guys, the minimum amount, I did want to go over this. I did miss this. I just scroll down here. But you do need $2,500 to start an account. Guys, want to keep in mind, other places require more. So if you're like, oh, that's so much money, at the end of the day, guys, it's really not that much money. So yeah, you do need that. You could transfer an IRA over. You could just fund one from your bank account, whatever works from you. My little gripe though, that I do have a little of a concern, is you have to have $1,000 minimum deposit. Okay, so let's say you're under 50 years old. And let's whip up the calculator just to show you guys. You're under 50 years old, okay? So you can deposit $6,000 a year. But I mean, I like the dollar cost average. So I'd want to put, just put a monthly deposit in. So you do that by 12. That's $500 a month. The thing is though, I can't deposit $500 a month because I need $1,000. So now I need to deposit $1,000 every 2 months to dollar cost average. I would prefer to be able to deposit $500 a month. But that's my biggest gripe there. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. I'll work around it. Just deposit 1,000, buy 500, and then have enough for the next month. But it would be cool if they could knock that down to 500 a minimum. Maybe they will. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm sure there's a reason, probably banking fees and whatnot. So I definitely get it. But those are some things you want to be made aware of. 2,500 to start one, and then 1,000 per deposit as well. Going on. So if you want to do the DCA like me, something I want to start doing, then of course, just deposit 1,000 and then you have this month and then next month and then do 1,000 again and go from there. But scroll down, guys, how you can fund one. It's pretty simple. They transfer to, deposit through your bank account. It's very simple. Already showed you they have a bunch of assets, a lot of I'd say Altcoins as well. So, and they go over can I roll over my current employer plan? Guys, there's a lot of things when it comes to traditional finance. There's a lot of fine print. There's a reason why it says maybe you need to contact them. It gets very complicated. With working with the fidelity over to iTrustCapital, you got to make sure you fill out the paperwork correctly because I'm gonna let you guys know I messed it up a lot. So make sure you fill it out correctly. That's the biggest thing. You're working with the legacy system. Okay, that's what you're working with because you're going from Fidelity or whatever TD Ameritrade or whatever you have, and you're putting it over here. So keep that in mind. They have to follow all these legacy laws because it just is what it is, guys. They just have to. But it says can I transfer my current Bitcoin crypto IRA from a different provider? Of course you can. That's pretty cool. It says, will there be any penalties or taxes when transferring? No, there are none. I think they do charge a $75 transfer fee, but if I'm not mistaken, but there's no penalties or stuff. It's not going to affect your IRA or all that great stuff. It does say how quickly can you set it up. It says once you get it all set up, it'll be 1 to 3 days. Yeah, guys, it's going to be at least 3 days, in my humble opinion. At least when I use Fidelity, it's going to be at least that. Things takes time. When you set a whole new thing up like Coinbase or whatnot, you got to put in your ID, you got to verify who you are. They have to do all the AML, the anti-money laundering, know your customer laws because it's just they have to do that. It's what the government says, so they have to do it. How long does it take to fund? I think this is very important, guys. Cash, so an ACH, which is basically if you use Coinbase, you probably use the ACH transfer. It says it takes 1 week. The IRA transfer 1 to 2 weeks. Mine, my IRA transfer only took, I think, 3 days. So just it really depends on the provider. That's not really on the iTrustCapital. That's really, there's a lot of stuff that goes in there. So just keep that in mind. And then employer plan rollover is 3 to 4 weeks. Guys, there's a reason why it says some long times there because it does take some time with the traditional financial system. So guys, that's iTrustCapital. I think everybody should consider, at least at the very minimum, consider opening up an account to, of course, take advantage of those tax-free savings. Of course, you have to think long-term. You're not thinking, oh, what's going to happen in 2 years? No, that's not what this is for. And like I said, guys, you can only deposit $6,000 a year. So if you can afford $500 a month, into something like this, maybe you're messing with a lot of money that's not in an IRA. Maybe you want to start doing that and go from there. So yes, so guys, that's what I got on that. Let me know down below if you guys are going to sign up. And thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, guys, smash the likes, smash the subscribes. We're live Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll catch you guys then. You guys know how it goes. May the gains be with you.